Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about the John Deere 5010 and the John Deere 5020 tractors and why we love them so much on our farm. In the years leading up to the 1960s, John Deere realized the need for a new generation of tractors to service the changing demands of farmers. Farms were growing rapidly, and the demand for larger tractors was quickly increasing. In order to maintain their reputation, and therefore future sales, these new tractors had to produce more power than the company's famed two-cylinder engines were really capable of delivering, while still maintaining the levels of reliability and longevity that the two cylinders were famous for. Needless to say, when the 5010 came out, it delivered. Rolling off the line in 1963 with 121 PTO horsepower and 109 drawbar horsepower, it was the first tractor to break the 100 horsepower barrier for both metrics. This was achieved with a new 531 cubic inch engine and a new platform that was built to meet the needs of the future. To say it was over-engineered would be an understatement. Built with heavy tillage in mind, the 5010 weighed in between 12,270 and 12,925 pounds. While considered by some to be underpowered for its weight, the tractor was a mere template for models to come. The 5020s introduced in 1966 were increased to a rated 133 PTO and 117 drawbar horsepower, while still on the same platform with the same naturally aspirated 531 engine. These models could weigh up to 19,630 pounds. The 6030s produced after 1972 were then cranked up to a whopping 175 horsepower through the introduction of a turbocharger and intercooler. 50 years later, things have changed and priorities have shifted. Tractors are lighter, more powerful, and suit the operator's comfort needs better. But through the midst of this, we love our 5010s and 5020s. Our cattle farm uses two 5010s and six 5020s year-round. Our farm machinery lineup is nicely scaled to their horsepower range, and we don't typically have need of anything more powerful. We also like the relative bulk that they have for getting around in less than ideal conditions, and the low-end torque their large engine provides is well suited to our heavy soils and pulling demands. They serve us year-round in 40 above and 40 below, and we believe they're the best fit on our farm for a number of reasons. The first reason is price. With the latest of the 5020s now well over 50 years old, these tractors have now all but fully depreciated and can be picked up at an auction or privately for a lot cheaper than you'd expect. If you're not looking for anything flashy, you can buy one in half-decent running order between $5,000 and $15,000. Our last two purchases have been in the bottom half of this range. It's for this reason that we have this many tractors. Rather than having one or two modern tractors, we've spent considerably less for a lot more iron. We don't spend much time hitching up either. The running joke around our farm is that everything is self-propelled. Now some of you may at this point be thinking that we're just trading massive savings on purchasing price for huge costs on repairs and downtime. However, here are a few thoughts to consider. Being that we own 8 of these tractors, the redundancy in our fleet plays a large role in reducing downtime. In the event of a significant breakdown, another tractor can be brought in short order, and we can be going again in minutes. This allows us to leave the repairs for a quieter season if we desire the option to save on skilled labor and fix it ourselves. If I can find the time, I'll happily work for a sixth the billing rate of a journeyman mechanic, and it's arguable that in some situations I may achieve nearly the same efficiency, given our years of experience solely working on these models. Engines and other driveline components can be replaced, and most parts are readily available from our local John Deere dealers, which has not always been the case in our experience with other manufacturers. As well, we often find that the price of these parts is often competitively priced with the parts from John Deere's newer models as well, another tactic we've seen used by other companies. Now every now and then, a specific part is uncommon enough that it's not readily available, and in these situations we turn to parts or donor tractors as an immediate solution. Being that they are so cheap to acquire, and we run many tractors that all require parts, we can very easily pay off the price of a parts tractor in one or two breakdowns with the price of a few parts. The other advantage with having parts tractors on hand is the parts are readily available and the most obscure part is sitting in your yard when you need it the most. That's been our basic repair formula, and it's worked well for us through the decades. If you maintain these tractors properly, you'll get bored with them long before they wear out beyond repair. We've never truly worn out a tractor, and we know firsthand that these tractors will go way, way, way past the limits of their hour meters. The next reason we believe the 5010s and 5020s are a good fit for our farm is the fuel efficiency, or more specifically, how well the fuel efficiency has maintained itself over the time as technologies have been developed. Fuel is a major expense contributing to the operating costs of a machine, and this must be considered when selecting a tractor for your operation. To see where we stand with these tractors, we'll explore a comparison to a modern tractor with third-party data. The Nebraska tractor tests have been an unbiased measure of power specifications between tractor manufacturers ever since 1920, so we'll be using their data for the 5020 and its modern horsepower counterpart, the 6140M. At standard PTO speed of 1000 RPM, the 6140 produced 17.13 horsepower-hours per gallon, while at the same speed the 5020 produced 16.18 horsepower-hours per gallon. At 75% drawbar pull at maximum power, the 6140M created 14.09 horsepower-hours per gallon, while the 5020 created 13.49. This essentially means that for being half a century newer, the 6140 is only 1.4% more efficient at converting fuel to usable horsepower for PTO use. And what's more staggering is that the newer tractor is only 4.4% more efficient with drawbar horsepower, especially considering that the 5020 is 1 3/4 times the weight of the 6140. So, that's our thoughts. What are yours? Do you agree with this assessment? Comment below what you think. Do you want to see more of these tractors in action? Or do you want to learn more about the cost-saving tips that we use in our operation? Check out our other videos. And in order to find future videos, don't trust the YouTube algorithm to recommend our tiny channel again after you leave. Subscribe to ensure that you see any future videos we post. And always remember, you don't have to be fancy to be fully functional. Take care.